Hi, I'm Kristen Amdahl and welcome back to my studio. In round 5, we're going to be using colors B and C, and you want to join color C into the very first chain 3 space. And the reason why it's important to join it in this one is because we need to be as close as possible to where color B left off for carrying it around, because we're going to be working both colors together. So you just want to tie your yarn to your crochet hook. That is color C now. This is color aquamarine for color C, and pay attention to where color B left off and join in the very next chain 3 space. Join with a slip stitch, chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, and 4 more double crochets in that same chain 3 space while holding color B underneath the chain 3 so that it can carry along. Okay, on the last one, we'll do our last step of the stitch with color B. And now with color B, we're going to work a front post double crochet 2 together over this front post double crochet from this V-stitch and this front post double crochet from this V-stitch. So it's yarn over your hook, insert your hook from front to back to front around the next post stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over, insert your hook in the next post stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and it's yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook, but you also need to get ready for the next color change, so we'll do that in color C. And then work 5 double crochets in the next chain 3 space in color C. Notice I'm working around color B and working into the chain 3 space. And on the last stitch of the 5 double crochets, we'll change color again and work a front post double crochet 2 together over the next 2 post stitches. Keep in mind that you're working into 1 post stitch from one V-stitch from the previous row and 1 post stitch from a different one. And that's what's giving us that beautiful tapered look like a flower petal. So you want to repeat in our established pattern all the way around. At the end of the last repeat, you want to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 at the beginning of the round to join. And that's what the end of round 5 should look like. Round 6 begins with slip stitching into the very next double crochet with color C, chain 1, and we're going to work 3 single crochets, but make sure that you pull color B so that you're working over it as we go. So it's 1, 2, and 3. Then on the third one, last one, we change color again, and we're going around the post of that front post double crochet 2 together on the previous row. We're now going to work a post stitch around that whole post and do a front post double crochet, chain 3, front post double crochet around the whole thing. And on the last step of the last stitch, change color. And now in that 5 double crochet section here, we're going to skip the first one, single crochet in the next one, single crochet into each of the next 2, so we're working 1 single crochet into each of the 3 center double crochets of that 5 double crochet section. And on the last step, change color. Then in the next post stitch, work front post double crochet, chain 3, front post double crochet. And you want to repeat this all the way around. At the end of the last repeat, you want to slip stitch to the first single crochet at the beginning of the round to join. And this is what the end of round 6 should look like. On round 7, we're going to be using colors B, C, and D. So I'm going to pull my fourth color over, that's Orchid, and round 7 begins with slip stitch into the next chain, single crochet, chain 1, and single crochet in the same stitch. We're going to pull over color B to make sure we work over it, and we're going to work color B after that first stitch, so we'll do our last step in color B as well. So we're only working 1 single crochet into each of those sections around in color C. In color B now, we're going to work a front post double crochet around this front post double crochet here. But on the last step, we're going to be changing to color D. And you want to pull the other tail so that you're working over all of those yarns now, and work 5 double crochets in color D in that chain 3 space. On the last step of the last stitch, move back to color B. Just kind of be mindful of how taut you keep all of your stitches, and make sure you're carrying all of those as you go. Front post double crochet around the next front post double crochet, then change to color C. And work 1 single crochet in the center of those single crochets there. Change to color B. Front post double crochet around the next front post double crochet. Change to color D. 5 double crochets in the next chain 3 space. And front post double crochet around the next front post double crochet in color B. And you want to repeat this all the way around. At the end of the last repeat, you want to slip stitch to the first single crochet at the beginning of the round to join. And this is also the end of the use of color C, which was aquamarine, so we can cut that one and fasten off. And we're going to be working in colors B, Splash, and D, Orchid, for the following round. So this is what the end of round 7 should look like. Okay, round 8 is going to begin with color D, Orchid, and it's going to begin here in this first double crochet here, and both of our yarns ended here. So we're just going to insert our crochet hook into the top of that chain 3 that counted as the first double crochet, and slip stitch with color D to get it over there. And you want to just be smooth about it because it's going to have a little bit of a drag. We'll slip stitch into the top of this first post stitch with color D to start carrying it over, and then slip stitch into our first stitch of color D, the first of those 5 double crochets, and that's where we're going to begin the first round. Starts with a chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, and a second double crochet in that first stitch, then 1 double crochet in the next double crochet, and don't forget to be carrying color B as you go, then 3 double crochets in the next stitch, one double crochet in the next stitch, and 2 double crochets in the next stitch. And then we'll change color at the, then we'll change color for the last step of the stitch. And we're going to work front post double crochet 2 together over the next 2 post stitches. I wanted to point out that even though we are carrying whatever colors we're not using in a given round over regular stitches. When we do post stitches, it's impossible to do that. So you're just going to let them hang gently behind and then pick them back up, just carry them over. I'll show you in a second. So we're going to do front post double crochet 2 together over this post and this post. And at the end of the stitch, we're ready to change color again. So even though we didn't carry color D across, we'll just pick up where we left off and finish off that stitch with color D. And then now that we're going to be working double crochets, not post stitches, we'll carry color B as we work color D. So the rest of the repeat is 2 double crochets in the next double crochet, 1 double crochet in the next double crochet, 3 double crochets in the next double crochet, 1 double crochet in the next double crochet, and 2 double crochets in the next double crochet. Then change color on the last step of the last stitch to work front post double crochet 2 together over the next 2 post stitches. And change color on the last step. And you want to repeat that all the way around. At the end of round 8, you want to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 at the beginning of the round to join. And this is what the end of round 8 should look like. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions at all, please feel welcome to leave them for me in the comments. And if you check out the video description, I've provided links for everything we talked about in this video. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you in the next video.